This training video is about how to create a route in Routeman. If your customers are on a route, it will be listed under this tab right here. When you select that customer, the names of the routes that they're assigned to will be listed. To create a new route, you would come up here to File and choose Routes. And you're going to have a drop down of all the current routes that you have. If you have some inactive routes, you may want to unclick that so that you can view them. But in general, they will all be listed there. If you want to create a new one, I am going to create a new route called Hoover because I have a bunch of customers in the city of Hoover that are not on a route right now. So I'm going to click Add, and I'm going to call it Hoover Tuesday. And when I create the route, it's good practice to go ahead and assign it to the warehouse that is currently going to be used for that particular route. If you don't have a warehouse, you can go into Products and choose Product Locations and make sure that your warehouse is created and geocoded under Product Locations. Okay, so now I have an empty route basically. And at this point, I want to add customers to the route. So there are two different ways of doing this. I can click Add, and I can come in here and I can start typing the names of the customers that I want. So this Yogurt Mountain in Hoover. Okay, there he is. Okay. And I can do that one by one and add in the individual customers. Or if you're beginning from scratch, a lot of times it's more efficient to start with this quick assignment. When you open quick assignment, it's got all of your customers on one side and all of the customers that are currently on the route on the left side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to filter out what's in this grid right here. And I'm going to say, give me the customers that have the ship city, and I'll type in Hoover. Okay, so if I look at these customers, there are 18 right here. And if I come over here to ship city, yep, they're all in Hoover. Okay, so now I can come in here and double clicking brings them from one side to the other. So I'm adding them to my current route over here. And just takes a moment to go through and double click every one of my Hoover customers. Now if there's, let's say, another city or a few more customers that you needed to add that weren't already included on this, you could take the filter out and go by the name of the company or the email address or the whatever, the phone number, whatever field you want to use to filter it out to find the right customers and add them into the list. Once we have the customers in the list that we want, we have to hit Save to Route. If you just exit out, it's not going to save your changes. So we want to hit Save to Route. Okay, and so now I have all the customers that I want in the list. If I want to edit the list again, I will click Edit, and I can change who I have in here, or I can make them inactive. The most confusing part about creating your route is the sequence. So the sequence numbers go in multiples of 5, and this is what's used to create the order that the deliveries are being listed in. So let's say this Yogurt Mountain is actually the last stop that I want to have on my route. What I would do is change this sequence number to be anything over 95. So if I type in 98 and hit enter, you can see that Yogurt Mountain dropped down to the bottom. And if I hit OK, it's going to renumber all of these in multiples of 5. So if you watch, this first one up here is number 10. When I hit OK, it resaved with the new order number. The reason for doing this is so that if you wanted to edit and you wanted to place something else at the beginning, if they were listed number 1, number 2, number 3, there's not a number in between them to reorder them. So by arranging them in multiples of 5, you can easily come in here and you can say, I want this to be my number 1 stop, this to be my number 2 stop, this to be my number 3 stop, number 4, okay. And when I hit OK, it's switched these to the top of the list and it's renumbered them again. I can go in, edit some more if I want to, or if that's the way I want them, they're done. If you would like to learn to add more customers through the dashboard, we recommend searching the dashboard in the help videos search box to be able to identify other customers that might be in the area that for whatever reason they have a different address and you didn't pick them up. Or we also recommend that you use the optimization features on the dashboard to be able to optimize your route. You do see that there is a box right here called Route Optimization for Microsoft MapPoint. MapPoint is an old software that we used to recommend to our companies, but it is not supported anymore by Microsoft, and so therefore we created our own dashboard to use. Some companies still use this and most do not. We have a couple other buttons here. We have Create Group. So this is an easy way to say I want to have a Hoover group. Well, I can select this route, create a group from it, and use it for whatever purposes I have throughout the rest of Routeman as a group. If your company keeps track of sales by rep, there's an easy way here. If you have a different rep take over for a route, you can assign that rep to all the customers that are assigned to that route all in one shot. You also have an email button here. Let's say you have a particular announcement that you need to send out to everyone on that route. As long as they all have emails in their general customer information, you can email everyone on the route. So a good example of this would be if you had a truck breakdown on Tuesday and it was assigned to go to the Hoover stops, you could email everyone and say, you know, we're going to be a couple hours late. We're still looking out for you. We're still going to make a delivery, but we wanted to let you know that we're running late today, or all our deliveries are going to be made tomorrow, or something like that. Okay. You can also copy a route. So this would be good in a case where you have a very similar route that you run 2 days a week. So maybe Monday you hit 30 stops, but on Thursday you only hit 25 of those stops. You could actually create a copy and then change the name. Okay, so for example, let's say we're going to make a Hoover Monday from this. We could say copy and yes, and now I have one called Hoover Tuesday and one called Hoover Tuesday copy. So I would come in here and edit this and let's say Monday. Okay, and then I've got two different routes right here, and I can modify them as needed, and then you have a good starting point without beginning from scratch all over again. You have an easy print button here to just print out a paper copy of your route. And then one other thing I'll point out, when you add a new customer, let's say I'm adding a new customer and I know that this customer needs to be on the Hoover route that I already have. Instead of going into the route itself and adding it that way, the easiest way to add the customer to a route is this button over here, Add to Route, and I can come to the drop down and choose Hoover Monday, and in this box what we have to do is select the customer that's before them on the route. If they're at the top of the list, we would check this box and that would replace Golden Corral as the first stop. But let's say I wanted it to go in between O'Hare and Remax. I would choose the O'Hare since it's before them on the route, and I would hit submit. And now it's already on the Hoover Monday route, sequence order number 20, which would mean it's going to be the 4th stop on the route. All right. If you have any other questions about how to create a route, you're welcome to call and we'll be happy to help you.